So over the summer, I was interviewing a teacher. She asked the question about how we all provide feedback. And I told her, and she goes, "Oh, you know what? My old school at the charter school, we use this really interesting and cool online platform that captures data around, giving and providing teachers with feedback from our daily walkthroughs." I was like, "Really?" I'm like, "What is it called?" So she tells us it's Bullseye. So my AP looked it up right away and then reached out. I think it's like a one-stop shop that holds all the data of, your feedback to teachers. I think the other important component is the reporting system. So you can go in and you can look at trends of your reports, who hasn't been seen yet, who, how many of your daily walkthrough your APs are conducting in a day. You can also look at the data and disaggregate like who needs next steps. I think the next step in Bullseye is also something that's important because it kind of helps you outline. You get an alert, you give a teacher a next step, and then you get the alert when that next step is due if you give them a week or 2 weeks. So it kind of, again, accountability and tracking to make sure these things are happening. Another highlight is, so we really just look at through the Danielson lens, but we're also implementing a new ELA curriculum in District 8. And one of the coaches that came to my building, which is the same across all of our district, all the coaches in District 8 are using the same checklist when they're coming into our schools to do walkthroughs. So we had Bullseye upload that checklist for us. And that's very important because it's flexible to your needs. And when you need something specific, it could be done. It's also another way to collaborate with your teachers. So one of our expectations at our school is through Danielson, teachers get observed on the 4E component, growing and developing professionally. So we look for teachers willing to have that collaborative conversation with us on ways that they could better their pedagogy. So that can obviously happen through the Bullseye platform because we give them feedback on something that we observe through a daily walkthrough. And the goal is for teachers to write back to us. Our feedback could be a thought, a wondering, a next step, and then they'll write back and, answer the question or identify the wondering or outline what the next step is going to be. That's them developing and growing professionally. The other component that also is something that I think is beneficial is we take a lot of pictures during our walkthroughs as well. So if we see like something that's a best practice, we'll take a picture of it and upload it to the feedback to the teacher. But it's also good to have because we send out like our weekly newsletters. So then we just compile those pictures and send them out in the newsletter as well. But like we do a lot of pictures, like we'll celebrate, celebrations or, this is like a model for HMH. We have like a new focus wall protocol. So we'll take pictures when we do our Bullseye walkthrough and we'll use those pictures to say like, this is an exemplary focus wall. This is something, you should look at or celebrate because this is what we're looking, this is the expectation. For me, it's very self-explanatory. It really took like 20 minutes, the onboarding. It was a 1, 2, 3. When we had the welcome back to school, like staff meeting, I built that in towards the end where they watched the videos. And again, you don't really need more than like 10, 15 minutes. So you can highlight that it's a very short approach and it is very self-explanatory. Most people are tech savvy now because that's all we use throughout the day. So it's not rocket science to log into Bullseye and kind of figure out, how to add or take away or things like that. Definitely positive feedback. Actually, we have consultation, which is once a month where I meet with the union, which is the teachers. They always do one highlight for the month. And one of the highlights was they felt that the feedback from Bullseye was very specific and direct compared to like last year. They felt like it was more targeted. We had a specific goal of maybe something that we were looking for the week. And they felt supported through the feedback instead of maybe compared to last year. Yeah, I mean, they definitely had positive words around Bullseye. They liked it, they said.